my name is Hira and welcome to our English country and English victory today. Marvin Redpost kidnapped at birth, and we're going to study for chapter 3. Marvin sees the king, and we're going to study for chapter 3 today and then chapter 4. Okay? And now we're going to start reading about it. Some Wayside School be of the cloud of dew. And we're going to study for chapter 14, Mr. K and Dr. P. And the end of chapter 15, okay? And now are you ready for these 2 book and 2 stories? Here we go. And first you can read Wayside School or Marvin Redpost kidnapped at birth. Chapter 3, Marvin sees the king. Marvin Redpost lived in a gray house. There was a fence around the house. The fence was all white escape for one red post. He slapped the red post as he walked toward the gate, and he had an older brother, Jacob, who was 11, and a younger sister, Lindsay, who was 4. Oh, a little bit younger. And Jacob met him at the front door. "Watch out, Mar," he said. "Mom's mad." "I'm not mad," said their mother coming up behind him, and she sounded mad. "Go clean your room," she told Jacob. "I already cleaned my room," said Jacob. "Clean it again," she said. "Then help Lindsay with hers." And Jacob was right. She was mad. "And where have you been?" she asked Marvin. "At Snort's," he said. "Grandma and Grandpa are coming over. I forgot." "And you should have called," said his mother. "You didn't tell me you were going to Snort House, and I had no idea where you are." "I always go to Snort House or Nick's," said Marvin. "You are supposed to call," said his mother. "You could have been kidnapped for all I knew." Okay, I'm sorry," said Marvin, and he went upstairs to his room. "I was kidnapped for all you know," he muttered to himself, and he wondered his mother would say that if she was really a kidnapper, and probably not. "I want you to do your homework," he muttered, yelled at him, "and before Grandma and Grandpa get here." Okay, Marvin muttered. And Marvin had a pet lizard named General Jackson, and General Jackson lived in a glass cage next to Marvin's desk, and she probably had no idea a Prince robot, said Marvin told to General. "If she said you wouldn't yell at me, and she'd serve me breakfast in bed every morning." And General Jackson stuck out of his tongue. And for homework, Marvin had to protect his handwriting, and he wrote as fast as he could. "If I was a prince," he said, "I wouldn't have to do a homework. A servant would do it for me." And he finished his homework, then walked downstairs. His grandparents still had not arrived. His father was watching television in the den. "Dad," said Marvin, "was I a plot?" "What? No, of course not." "And would you tell me if I was?" "Yes, but you weren't." Marvin wriggled his chin, and his father seemed to be telling the truth. "What happened when I was born?" Marvin said. "What? Did anything usual happen?" His father looked away from the television. "It seems there was something," he said. "I forgot what it was, but it was a first alarm. You were fine." He turned back to the television. "And did they take me away?" said Marvin. "Or was I with Mom every single second?" And his father sighed. "No, you weren't with Mom every single second. Can we please talk about this later? I'm trying to watch the news." "Well, when I came back," said Marvin, "did I look different?" "What?" said Marvin, like 3 days after I was born. Did I look actually the same as the day I was born? I don't remember, probably not. Babies change quickly. Yeah, when I was little, I looked like a boy, but right now I'm a girl. And it changed. So, it's same as Marvin. When Marvin was little, Marvin might look like a little bit girl, but right now Marvin looks like a boy, and he's a real boy. And what did I look when I was born? You like a baby. Yeah, baby look like a baby, not a grown up. When baby look like a grown up, Mommy, I want some milk. And Mommy might be, oh, are you grown up? But it's not. So baby look like a baby, not a grown up. And all babies look pretty much the same. Now, please, Marvin, I want to watch these. The doorbell rang. I think grandparents is over the house right now. And Marvin heard the grandparents answer, and his father got up. Come on, Mar, he said. But now Marvin was watching TV, and the king of shampoo was in the news. The king had wavy red hair underneath his gold crown. I don't know if my son was alive or dead, said the king. Unexpected smoked with a strange accent. So it sounded like I don't know if my son is alive or dead. And the king's face filled with a TV screen. Oh, so that means the king's face is very, very big, or the camera is very close to king. And he spoke, robot, if you're listening out there, please call me. Return to you, rightful place on the throne. We need you. Your kingdom awaits you. And escape sounds like we need you. Your kingdom awaits you. And a newsman, come on. If you think you may know someone who was Prince Robot, you should. The television showed up. Oh, grandparents is coming, but why is Marvin sees the TV whole time? And Mr. Redpost put down in the remote and control switch. Let not keep Grandma and Grandpa waiting, he said, and Marvin's grandparents is making a big fuss over Lindsay. You're so pretty, Lindsay, said Grandmother. You look more and more like your mother every day. And Jacob, you're spitting and made your father. And who do I look? Grandma, asked Marvin. His grandmother smiled at him. And you look like she stopped and died a moment. And you look like both your parents, she said. But Marvin knew she was just saying that. She really means he didn't look like either of them, and he knew what he looked like. And he just seen his face on the television, and he looked like a king of shampoo. Oh. So, that's mean Marvin is King Shampoo's son. So Marvin might be the prince. Oh, it's very nice. And at chapter 4, Marvin Redpost is starred. Why is Marvin Redpost starred? And to maybe read it for chapter 4 and the end of chapter 5. Okay? And now, one more time start reading about it. Some Wayside School beneath the cloud of doom. Oh, sorry about that. It's not the earth beneath the cloud of doom. Okay? Now, chapter 14, Mr. K and Dr. P. Author's note. Due to secret rules about comfortably and about honestly embarrassed for nose and blute, the names of the characters have been omitted from this story. Please don't try to guess. And Mr. K came up the stairs and wore a paper bag over his head. Also, it might be dangerous. when you fall down at the stair. And it was 10 o'clock in the morning. All the little braids, he is like to call them, usually be in the class, but he wore the paper bag just in case a note didn't stray one. And when he reached the third floor, he tripped on the top of the step and fell onto the landing. And I knew I should have caught some eye holes, he said to himself, and his knee hurt. But that was the least of the worries. He got back to his feet and limped up the stairs. Actually, only one eye hole would have helped. His left eye was shut tight, and his other eye was wide open, like these. And the eyebrow was raised as consideration surprise. By counting the steps, he knew when he reached the fourth floor, and he felt his way on the door and knocked. Yes, who's there? Said Dr. P from the other side, and Mr. K did not want to say his name aloud in this case. Anyone was listening, and he was opened the door and answered. If Dr. P was surprised to see a person with a bag over his head, he didn't show it. He had been training to keep his straight face, no matter what. Whenever someone came to see him, it was a part of the job, like everything was perfectly normal. Yes, what seemed to be a problem, he said, stroking his beard, and Mr. K removed his bag. Yikes, screamed Dr. P, throwing both hands up in the air, and he quickly arranged composure. So, why did he come to see me? He asked as he rubbed his beard. And Mr. K made an ah noise as he pointed to his face. Your face is stuck, said Dr. P, and Mr. K nodded. Please have a seat. And Dr. K sat on the couch, and Dr. P came closer to better look, and he popped out of her cheek. Does it hurt? And he said, and Mr. K shook his head. Oh, but why is Mr. K stuck his face? And how about these? He trickled up tip on a Mrs. K's tongue. Again, and Mr. K shook his head. Very interesting, said Dr. P, and he walked bookshelf. And he muttered as he tried to find a book he needed. And these should do it, he declared, removing a very flat book, and he bumped Mr. K on the top of the head with it. Ah, exclaimed Mr. K. Any better? I bit my tongue, Mr. K said without moving his lips. Oh, how can you say I bit my tongue without moving your lips? I bit my tongue. Oh, the lips is moving. But how did he do like that and say like that? And it will be more difficult than I thought, said Dr. P, returning to a bookshelf, and he chose a different book and ran to his desk, and he dropped the pages, caught with his stinky fingers. Ah, here you are, stuck face. And he silently read to himself for a minute or two, and then he looked up and said, did you have a pet when you were a little child? And Mr. K nodded. Oh, what matter with an animal or pet when you had it? What matter when you had pets and some animals when you were a child? And Dr. P looked back to a book and read some more. A cat? And Mr. K shook his head. A dog? He noted. And did you love your dogs? And Mr. K's head didn't move at all. Her tear tickled out of his eye and dripped down his face. Excellent! Declared Dr. P. I think he's making a real progress. And he shut the book and scooted a chair up and close and leaned toward Mr. K. Look into my eyes, he said with his one eye. Mr. chained with a green stone hatchet, and he let the stone swing gently back from the throat behind them. And their faces were too close, and the stone kept barely missing their noses. I'm going to take you back another time to places, said Dr. P. You are just a young boy playing with your dog in your backyard. Your grandmother smiles from the kitchen window. A pie was baking in the oven, and you can smell a caramel. And Mr. K's nose tickled. And now your grandma was outside holding a pie, she said. She asked if you want some, and Mr. K's tongue remained sticking out. However, it slowly moved from the side to his mouth and the other, and Dr. P noted back throat. But instead of giving you just a piece of pie, he said, she smashed in your face. And Mr. K's mouth popped open, and then his face snapped back into place, and his eyebrow lowered, and his eye was open, and his chin impaired, and his tongue was bent back than belonged. Why did she do it to me? He cried, and Dr. K handed him some tissue. And Dr. K winked his eyes. Then he cleaned the mangy pie off his face. Oh, but why is it sad when Grandma smashed the pie in your face? It's just fun. And it might be not fun when you don't like it, but why is it sad when Grandmother smashed the pie in your face? And he stood and straightened his suit. You won't tell anybody anything about this, will you? He asked, and everything that happens inside an office strictly confidential. And Dr. K assured him, and Mr. K left his office feeling and then said as ever. And Dr. K leaned back into a chair and with his hands behind his head, and he felt very selfish in it. And he didn't not. It's not every day he had guests to help someone as important as Mr. K. And Dr. K's tongue was sticking out. Oh, I think now Dr. P has stuck in her face, same as Mr. K. Oh no. And his elbow was raised, and his right eye was shut tight, and it looks like it's trying to show his tennis ball. And now chapter 15, the Anchor-Packers. Oh, what's the Anchor-Packers? It's like a game. And now, tomorrow is 34, chapter 15, and the end of chapter 16, okay? And now, did you have fun? You read English, country comics, and books, or read these two book and two story again, and with lots and lots of characters, okay? And so lots of characters, so we'll see tomorrow again, okay? And now, thank you for looking and listening every day, and please thumbs up my YouTube, and thank you for thumbs up my YouTube. And now, bye my friend, have a nice day every day, bye!